The battlefield was collapsing around them. Gunfire echoed through the valley. Explosions shook the ground, and in the middle of the chaos, one wounded soldier lay trapped behind enemy lines. Everyone knew the truth. Going back for him could mean certain death. But one soldier made a decision that would forever define courage. He refused to leave his brother behind. This is his story. War has always tested the limits of human strength. It pushes ordinary people into extraordinary situations. Some fight for their country, some fight for survival, but the greatest warriors fight for the men and women standing beside them. This story takes us to a remote combat zone, where a small American unit found itself surrounded during a dangerous mission. What happened next would become a powerful example of loyalty, sacrifice, and brotherhood. The morning began like many others. The unit received orders to move into a hostile region known for enemy activity. Their objective was simple: gather intelligence, secure the area, and return safely. The soldiers checked their equipment, loaded their vehicles, and prepared for another long day. Among them was Sergeant Daniel Carter, a respected leader known for putting his team before himself. His fellow soldiers trusted him completely. They knew that no matter what happened, he would never abandon them. None of them realized how important that promise would soon become. As the patrol moved through a narrow valley, everything changed. Without warning, gunfire erupted from the surrounding hills. Bullets struck the ground around them. Enemy fighters had prepared a deadly ambush. The soldiers immediately returned fire. Radio operators called for support. Smoke filled the air. The valley became a battlefield within seconds. During the intense exchange, one young soldier was hit. Private First Class Ethan Walker fell behind cover but couldn't move. His leg was badly wounded. The rest of the unit was forced to pull back to avoid being overrun. As they retreated, Ethan became separated from the team. He was alone, and the enemy was closing in. Back at a temporary defensive position, the soldiers took a head count. One name was missing: Ethan Walker. The radio crackled with weak transmissions. Ethan was alive, but barely. The commander knew the danger. Going back could cost more lives. Every minute increased the risk. Then, Sergeant Carter stood up. Without hesitation, he volunteered to return. Others tried to stop him. They told him it was too dangerous, that the odds were impossible. But Carter had already made up his mind. He looked at his team and said, "We all go home, or nobody goes home." Those words would never be forgotten. With enemy fire still echoing through the valley, Carter and two volunteers moved back toward Ethan's position. Every step could have been their last. Bullets snapped past them. Explosions shook the ground. Still, they kept moving. After what felt like an eternity, they found Ethan. He was injured, exhausted, and losing blood. But he was alive. Carter immediately began first aid. Then came the hardest part, getting him out. The group lifted Ethan and started the dangerous journey back. The enemy noticed. A new wave of fire erupted. The soldiers used every ounce of training and determination to protect their wounded brother. As they approached friendly lines, disaster struck. An explosion rocked the area. Sergeant Carter was critically wounded. The blast threw him to the ground. His teammates rushed to help him. But despite his injuries, Carter's first concern wasn't himself. It was Ethan. Witnesses later recalled that his final orders were simple: get him home. The rescue team carried both men toward safety. Ethan survived. Sergeant Carter did not. Heroes are not defined by strength alone. They are defined by the choices they make when fear, danger, and uncertainty stand in their way. On that battlefield, Sergeant Daniel Carter faced an impossible decision. He could have stayed safe. He could have followed the odds. Instead, he chose brotherhood. He chose courage, and he chose to save a life. His story reminds us that true heroes never leave their brothers behind. And because of that choice, his legacy will live on forever. If this story moved you, please like the video and subscribe for more inspiring military stories of courage, sacrifice, and honor. And let us know in the comments, what does true heroism mean to you? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next story.